Frank Show, what? The Frank Show, come on, the Frank Show, what? The Frank Show, come on, the Frank Show, what? The Frank Show, come on, the Frank Show. It's time for the show. Aloha, it's Frankie Boy here, and it is time for another episode of The Frank Show. Now, with games like Firewall Zero Wall right around the corner, now is the perfect time to, practice on your shooting skills, especially in virtual reality. And what better time to let you know the best PSVR shooting games. Now, we're going to kick this off with one of my favorites, Apex Construct. Now, rather than actual guns, in this one, you're more shooting the bow and arrow, but the bow and arrow works beautifully. Oh, the story is lovely, the world is wonderful, and the gameplay is very addictive. Now, a couple people had issues here and there with typing on the keyboards, but one little hint for you, all you got to do is type the first 3 letters of each word, and game over, you're donezo. Now, moving on to our next title, we're looking at Archangel. Now, at the moment, you can get this baby discounted, and although it did launch at a very premium price, it's a very high-quality virtual reality title, and there is a chance that they could add their PvP mode that exists right now on PC in the future over the PlayStation VR, but there's been no 100% confirmed date or proof. But regardless, it's a cool story and a cool mech shooter. Now, let's move on to the #1 zombie VR title of all time, Arizona Sunshine, which did receive a semi-sour review upon release. I didn't like it. They needed to do a better job, but you know what? They stuck in. They were here for the long run, and they've added patches, they've added updates, they've added DLC, and it's finally at the point where, you know what, I will recommend Arizona Sunshine any day. It plays great on PlayStation VR. You can play with your buddies, co-op, or you can play in horde mode, and on top of that, they got more DLC coming our way decently fairly soon. So, hey, I don't have a date on it, but you know what, it's a great shooter. Next up on our list, Blasters of the Universe. Now, initially, I loved Invaders VR, and you know what? It got my little bullet hell urge down, but once I played Blasters, I was 100% sold. This game is so much fun. You're dodging all over the place. You want to shooting all over the place. And on top of that, you get to customize your weapons so much, from like the ammo type to the drum to the barrel to the... it's so nuts. There's so many different combinations of weapons, and it truthfully is just a very fun game to hop right into. Now, next up on that list, Code 51 Mech Arena. Now, this baby does not get enough love, and it still does need a little bit more polish before I'll give it the 100% you're gonna love this game. But for what is there, it's nuts. It's so great. Hopping into multiplayer, betting in your buddies, battling in your mech, zooming over here, zooming over there, shooting rocket. I mean, it's cool. It's one of those like fantasy mech games, and it works wonderfully when there's people online to play with. Next up, came out semi-early in the PlayStation VR with the aim controller's lifestyle, Dick Wild. Now, if you like shooting galleries and you want like a solid VR shooting gallery that's not just like guns and targets and target things popped up, Dick Wild. It works so well with the aim controller, and it is a tough title. You can also play with the move controllers, and there's tons of different weapons to use and tons of different levels, and I promise you'll spend hours playing this game because it's not an easy one. Next up, Doom VFR, which a lot of people have some issues with, like the arms going out like this. But honestly, you guys, it's a marvelous game, and it is really crystal clear on the PlayStation 4 Pro, and it's so cool, and it's so just graphically like pleasing to hop in there and be blasting those guns and see the explosions and bouncing all over the place, and there's classic maps hidden. I mean, Doom VFR has a lot to offer, and it plays so well with the aim controller or with the DualShock 4. With the moves, it's kind of awkward, the movement, but I mean, we can't have our cake and eat it too, right? And next up on our list, probably the greatest PSVR shooter out there, honestly, especially with everything they've added 100% free, FARPOINT. I mean, this title is nuts. It works so well with the aim controller that it was built for it. I mean, what can you do? And not only have they added more co-op maps, not only have they added more weapons, but they have an entire PvP mode that you can play against other players, and it's lovely. There's a league. There's tons of people to play all the time. It is so cool. and just it's that game you have to try if you get an aim. You gotta get an aim controller, but if you get the aim controller and you jump in. Now, next up on our list, another great shooter that does get a lot of love, but not as often all the time. The second zombie killing shooter in my heart, Killing Floor Incursion. Now, this one does make good use of the move controllers, although I'm not a big fan of the endurance system. But what are you gonna do? It's so much fun blasting zombies, throwing knives, grabbing stuff, and it's very visceral. You can rip off their arms and like use them with that. It's fun. It's very dark though. It's dark. And next up on our list, story-ish, wave-ish wise, you gotta give some love to Raw Data. Now, this game has so many different combinations of weapons and movements and motions and lightsabers, like blasting back bullets and shooting with guns, and you get your shotgun, and I love Raw Data. I think it's nuts. I think it's so much fun. I like jumping around, using all my different abilities and powers, and it's got, I think, a demo as well, so you can check it out, but the full game is completely worth it. Now, next up on our list, another title I thought was a little pricey at launch, but I've grown to love it, Shooty Fruity. Now, solid quality graphics, lots of different weapons that you get to use, lots of different modes and types, many enemy types, and I mean, it's pretty cool and pretty fun with all these fruit go blasting all over the place and gushing all their guts. I remember what you're gonna do. Now, final game on our list. I could throw the list out and probably just have this entire game on there and think you guys probably know what's coming. SUPERHOT VR. It may not be a traditional shooter, but that's why I love it. So, it does exist on a flat screen and it's awesome to play, but in VR, it's like it's the Enter the Matrix moment if you try this game. So these are my list. These are the shooters. Practice up, train up. We got tons of games coming in the future that will use the aim controller that you're going to be able to shoot people in. They're going to be like tons of big lobbies. Don't worry. It's coming. They're in development. They're just going to make them perfect. Because why are they going to waste their time building us some kind of grubby title? Now, thank you. You're beautiful. Give yourselves a round of applause. Thumbs up. And if you think I deserve it, hey, throw me one as well. But more important than all of that is that if you want to stay up to date on everything PlayStation VR and you don't mind this ugly mug, freaking subscribe. I mean, come on. Smudge. Monday through Friday.
Frank Show.
Monday through Friday.
Frank Show. Buddy on YouTube. Buddy on Frank Show. Buddy on YouTube. Buddy on Frank Show.
And that's how you do an outro.
I know what else to do.